9/21 and February is American Heart Month. Joining me right now to talk more about the steps you can take to maybe live a healthier lifestyle is Nicole Mullins with Christ Hospital, breaking down what we should all listen to. And that's just to simply start and be active, whatever that is, you know?
Right.
Nicole, talk about some of the things that you would encourage people out there to do to have that heart healthy lifestyle.
Activity. So there's a lot of sort of different ways that you can look at this, because a lot of people think about it as know your numbers only, but there are really a lot of different things you need to know. You do need to know your blood pressure and your target rate. You need to know what your cholesterol is. You need to know your average blood glucose, but you also need to know how frequently do you exercise? What sort of program are you in? Or do you have a program?
Yeah.
Are you limiting your exposure to smoke? Are you actively working on quitting smoking? Do you know your target number of hours for sleep? For most adults, that's 8 or more hours a night.
Right.
And
most of us don't get that.
That's right.
You know?
We think we can function off less, and really we can't. And then also, you know, it's important to know, are you maintaining a healthy body weight? What is that like? And all of that really does tie into the numbers portion of it, but it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It really is a lifestyle.
Well, and so many people wish for money, they wish for whatever, but it's until health comes into play that you wish you had good health.
That's right.
And talk about that too, and being preventative. We talked in the commercial break about people seeing these segments, and it's just a slight reminder. Talk to your physicians, have those conversations, get the screenings, because it really can make the difference.
That's right. Yeah. I partner with the American Heart Association, the AHA. They have some really good tools, talking points on their website, ways to sort of get that conversation started with your primary care provider, to really emphasize asking questions that might lead to what are my next steps.
Yeah.
Do I need to look into this further? Is it just primary prevention for me? Do I have health risks that go above and beyond the average person? Should I be seeking out more information?
Yeah, and the thing about it is that in doing our reporting too, heart health applies to everyone.
Right.
We all have hearts, and the thing is that it's not an age thing. Just because you're an older individual doesn't mean that you're going to have a heart attack based upon maybe somebody that's young and has an underlying condition that they didn't know about.
Yes, that's correct. There are risk factors. You need to know your risk factors.
Yeah.
You know, just by nature of, for example, being African American, you have higher risk for cardiovascular disease. But then also, what neighborhood do you live in? What geographical area are you in? Are you from a family with a history of early cardiovascular disease? Are you male or are you female? You know, females, African Americans, tend to suffer from more of the latent effects of cardiovascular disease because they tend to seek help later and or be advised to seek out assistance later for, you know, assessing their cardiovascular disease risk, versus oftentimes in other demographics, they're offered that prevention, that preventative care earlier on.
Well, and two, the presenting signs are different for men and women.
That's
Correct
right.
me if I'm wrong.
That's correct.
But it's like some women out there don't even realize they're having a heart issue or a heart attack versus what you're, you know, told to watch out for.
Right, you don't have traditional symptoms, you know, it's not sort of the chest grab and sweating, and you know, it can be very subtle, and women tend to internalize the stress more and really focus on that, well, I'm just tired because I'm juggling so many things, when we kind of may be ignoring red flags.
Well, and I think a lot of people, when they go to their primary care physician, when you have to go through all of the numbers and the blood pressure, kind of just maybe, I don't want to say wash it away, but that's the preventative step right then and there.
That's
you
right.
have to pay attention to those mundane tests that you think happen every single time you go to the doctor's office, because that really does lead to better health overall.
It absolutely does. It's the subtleties that you need to kind of think about, because everyone is different. And so it's important to know those target points for you as a woman, as a man, as an African American, as a white American, as a Latino American.
Sure.
You need to know where you should be, what's normal for you, and then really it's the next thing I would say is it's important to be persistent if you think something's wrong. Oftentimes that feeling of something just doesn't feel right is real.
Yeah.
You just don't know what it is.
With that said, you have to be an advocate. You guys have a lot of information at the Christ Hospital, correct?
That's right, we do, and we are open for business, and we want you to come in. We want you to come to our primary care doctors. We want you to seek out care in our cardiovascular clinics, in our advanced heart failure clinics, and if need be, in our surgical clinic. Let's hope we don't see you there, but if you need to be there, we want you there.
And Nicole is just awesome at saying the help is there. She's a prime example of people, being there to help.
Yes.
Nicole, thank you for all of that insight, all of that good information. We'll put that on our website at fox19.com. Stay with us. We're back on the other side of this break.